Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Asking Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell next to it. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it, and leave us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you have time, please stick around to the end of the video, because I'm going to shout out some of my favorite comments from previous videos. Stick around to see if maybe one of your comments is one of my favorites. Now, the first thing I want to say before I get started is I got my nails done. And the only reason why this is of any relevance at all is because all of you out there who get your nails done know that many of the nail salons are not open. So I get my nails done at home, but the person that was doing my nails is out and about a lot, and I was like, I can't get that Roro. I can't. So I was like, I'm gonna fall back. But I found out, because I was just going to not get my nails done until after the pandemic was over, I found out my landlord, who has to come here anyway, does nails. So I got blessed. I have somebody who can do my nails, and I have to see this person anyway. So I'm only seeing two people right now, my landlord and my daughter. So I was like, oh God, one of the two people that I let in the apartment can do nails. This is a blessing. So for all of you out there, know that I was with you. I was with you. I needed a refill so bad, and I'm so happy that I finally got it. And I got these little cute, she has some bling bling going on. You can't really see it that good on the camera, but over top of the pink is like this little sparkle. She had this little fancy equipment. I was like, okay, you go. So that was perfect. Now, speaking of the pandemic, let me talk to you about today's topic. So I've been getting a lot of messages from people who are shamans and witches and healers. You guys know that's my jam. You know, I talk to people who are sensitive, empathic, that kind of thing. Sometimes we read each other and, you know, different stuff like that. But lately, like in the past month or so, I've noticed that I've been getting two things over and over again. I'm getting some healers or empaths coming to me that are fine. You know, they're doing fine as far as, you know, they're still thriving during this time, even though it's difficult. And they're A-okay. Some of them are actually even a little happy. Not happy about the pandemic, but happy that the earth has a chance to heal, that people have slowed down a bit. People, you know, are spending more time with their children. They're looking at all the positive aspects of what's happening right now. So I like that part a lot. But then on the flip of that, I am getting more. So it's more people that are on the flip. And the flip of that is that these are empaths, these are healers, these are people who right now don't have any real issues going on, but they are feeling the following things they're reporting to me. They told me they're feeling foggy. Some of them are feeling anxious, fearful, exhausted, sad, and panicked. Now, some of them are experiencing all of these things, and some of them a few of these things. So they're asking me, what is the deal? Like the one guy said, my life is fine. You know, financially speaking, he's fine. And he's like, I don't understand, why do I feel so much panic? Why am I so anxious? Why am I so fearful when I don't really personally have anything to fear? Then another woman told me that she's constantly sleeping. And this is me. I have been exhausted. I have been seriously exhausted to the point where on Sunday I slept till 3 p.m. Yesterday I went to sleep at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I've taken less and less clients because I've been really tired. So when asked, you know, why is this happening? You have to understand something. When you're a sensitive person, when you're an empath, when you're a healer, well, especially when you're working with clients, even when nothing is going on in your own life, you absorb a lot of other people's stuff. Now, most of us have shields up. We have crystals. We have all kinds of different ways not to absorb other people's stuff. Cleansing methods such as frankincense and myrrh, Palo Santo, different sage, different things that we use to cleanse, and of course also, like I said, crystals to repel energy and all kinds of stuff. We have all kinds of magical stuff, and this stuff is extremely helpful if you're using it. So if you are somebody who is an empath, whether you know it or not, because some people don't know that they have abilities, but they're feeling funny right now. If you're feeling the symptoms that I talked about right now and you're not sick, you're just, like, why am I so tired? Why am I so panicked when I'm fine? That's a sign that you may be an empath. So if you're one of these people that's an empath, or you're sensitive, or whatever you want to call it, you have to use your methods on yourself. You have to cleanse your space. You have to take baths in salt. You have to get enough rest. You may have to cut down your workload. Because I'm the kind of person that work. I just be on it. And during this past month, I haven't been able to do that. I've had to slow down because I've been exhausted. So you're going to have to slow yourself down and use your cleansing methods and things along those lines. And you will feel better, because I feel better every time I do something for myself. When I was at the height of my exhaustion was because I was trying to work at full speed. Right now, many of us are not going to be able to work at full speed. Now, you may ask, if nothing's wrong with you, if nothing's wrong with your life, why are you feeling this way? There is a lot of fear. There is a lot of panic. There's so much going on right now. Just looking on the internet, you can see it. There are people who totally don't care. There are people who have all these conspiracy theories. And I don't mind conspiracy theories. I got conspiracy theories of my own. But I don't think it's the time. We can't do anything about them. So why are you scaring the shit out of people online with them? So I feel like, and this is one of the things that you'll see in all of the ancient books about empaths and things like that, that you're absorbing and taking in other people's stuff, especially if you're online reading, statuses, especially if you're watching the news. If you're engaging with other people, either virtually or, your family members, maybe your mother or your sister or somebody you live with is worried, you as a person who's sensitive is absorbing other people's stuff. So even though nothing's wrong with you, you're chilling, but you're absorbing these other people's emotions and energies and fears and anxieties and complexities. Okay? So that's where the cleansing comes in, cleansing away that energy. That's where the crystals, like for instance, black obsidian comes in, repelling that energy. So we have to really work on ourselves a lot during this time because there's so much of it. There's never been a global issue like this. I'm trying to think about my lifetime. In my lifetime, I don't remember a global issue like this. Now, some of the older people will remember the wars. World War I, World War II, things like that. Some of those conflicts may have had this level of, pandemic vibration going on. But for most of us, we've never had anything even close to this happen in our lifetime. So a lot of people are really tripping. And you can see this online. Some people are really tripping. Even the conspiracy theorists who think this whole thing is, they have all kinds of theories about it. It's a hoax, it's this, it's that. Even those people are still tripping. They might not believe it. Somebody said it wasn't real. And I'm like, so why are you talking about it? You're still being affected by it. So even if you don't think it's real, or you think it's fake, or you think it's this, or you think it's that, it's still affecting you. Because other people around you are experiencing it. Now, some of us, like I said before, this situation hasn't really changed our lives. I have always worked from home for like the past 8 years. So it hasn't changed my life. I always work from home. I go out once a week to get my supplies, and I go out on my little vacations and I have a good time. So it really hasn't really affected my life except for, of course, my vacation. It was supposed to be coming up in April, well now, in 12 days as a matter of fact, and I can't go. So it is affecting little stuff like that, but for the most part, my life really hasn't changed that much day to day, So some of us, especially those of us who are gifted and we, again, are home working with clients, our life hasn't changed that much, but the level of fear, the level of anxiety, the level of just crazy that's going on across the planet, you're going to feel it, and a lot of us are going to absorb it. And if we don't absorb it, we're still going to feel it. And you're still going to have to be gentle with yourself and take precautions, because you are still, especially if you're working with clients, you're still dealing with it. So I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. If any of you are feeling funny or you're feeling these symptoms, that's more than likely what's going on. So after the pandemic is over and everything goes back to normal, everything will be okay. We won't have to put that much focus on that area. But until that happens, it is what it is. And every time I look at the news, the pandemic itself was everything in the future. Let's deal with the future. Everything in the future is affected by what you do in the present tense. So based on the fact that a lot of people are still not social distancing, a lot of people are still doing a lot of stuff that's risky behavior. So the virus is spreading and spreading and spreading and spreading. Now, in the present tense, if we were social distancing, if we were all doing what we were supposed to do, the virus would eventually, and it's still going to do this eventually, it eventually will, slow down, go away. A vaccine will be created. Some kind of way it will end, is the bottom line. But because people are not really doing what they need to do, it's taking longer. Because one of the things I do when I do the cards is I look at time frames. When I first did the cards for this pandemic, the time frame for it to end was by the end of April. It was going to slow down. Things were going to start getting back to normal in this part of the world. Now, when I did the cards the last time, I got the same information, but the time frame changed. It was 30 days later. So what that tells me is that people in the present tense aren't doing what they need to do to end the pandemic. So it's 30 more days. Now, when I do it again, if people still aren't doing what they need to do, it could be even that much further. But either way, the end game is always that it ends. The question is, how long is it going to take? So if I were you, I would encourage other people, if they believe in this or not, to distance themselves from other people, to wash their hands and follow the World Health Association's website that tells us what to do and what not to do. Now, I'm going to read you guys a few of my favorite comments. Amethyst Falls publicly subscribed to me 1 month ago. She said, "What a beautiful moment to share, Queen. I'm proud of you. I have been sitting with the thought of being open to a relationship too. May we surrender to all the love." The other day, I did a video where I unboxed this ring. And I said that by wearing this ring, I was giving the bat signal to the universe that I was surrendering. I'm surrendering to the will of the universe, surrendering to the will of Goddess in my relationships. Because I couldn't figure out for a long time, should I try to manifest a relationship or should I not try to manifest a relationship? And I figured out to just let it go, to let Goddess be open, but to let Goddess lead me, like I've done in many other cases, including when I left the country. So I've never regretted listening to Goddess. So I told myself, just listen to Goddess. So in this video, I unboxed the ring. And Amethyst Falls says that she has sat with this before. So thank you so much. Yes, let's be open to love. Also, I got a message from Pat Coco. Pat Coco said, "Be smart and be real." She's talking about a different video where I talked about how to talk to an Aquarius. If you're trying to holler at an Aquarius or get in their face, romantically speaking, she said, "Be smart and be real." And I talked a lot about that. Somebody has said in the comments section something that greatly disturbed me. They said something about, if you want to talk to an Aquarius, just fake a scenario, a problem, an issue, and ask the Aquarius to solve it. And I was reading it like, absolutely do not do that. Like, oh my God, are you serious? You never want to lie. You never want to fake with an Aquarius. Most of us are very intuitive. And if they pick up that you're lying or faking, that's your ass. They're not even going to talk to you anymore in a lot of cases. And more than likely, they are going to figure that out. How would you like it if you met a person, a male or a female, you were interested in them romantically, and you found out a few months later that they were lying about a situation? They faked the situation just to get in your face, just to talk to you, just to get to know you. Me personally, I would kind of, on one hand, I would think it was sweet and kind of flattering that they were trying that hard. But on the other hand, I wouldn't like the fact that they were willing to be deceptive to get what they wanted from me. So that would outweigh me thinking that it was kind of flattering. So I absolutely do not recommend ever lying to anyone. And when it comes to an Aquarius, especially not, because they're probably going to know your ass is lying. Okay? So like she said, be smart and be real. If you want them to look at a scenario for you, because that is a good idea, asking the Aquarius about something that's going on and asking their opinion. Aquarius, in a lot of cases, love to give their opinion. But make sure it's a real situation and not something that you saw on Dynasty or something that you made up at work. Make sure it's real. Make sure it's true. And you got a better chance at an Aquarius wanting to hang around you. Okay? See you later. Oh, and don't forget, if you want a reading, email me and I got you. Peace.